Hey now, welcome back to the Deadology Podcast from Pencil Hill Studio, New Paltz, New York. I'm your host, Howard Weiner. This is Season 4, Episode 14 of the Deadology Podcast, and today we're going to time travel back to 1983, June 24th, the Grateful Dead in Madison, Wisconsin, Dane County Coliseum. A mind-boggling, incredible show. One that I definitely overlooked, but we're going to get into all that during the podcast. We got Doug Schmell joining us. We had a nice long Zoom call the other day. We actually did it on the anniversary, the 43rd anniversary of the show. And during that call, we pretty much cover everything. So without further ado, here it is. Everything you need to know about the Grateful Dead on June 24th, 1983, but we're afraid to ask. All right, my friends, excited to welcome back to the show a friend of us all for his great insight on the Grateful Dead and enthusiastic takes. You know him well by now. His name is Mr. Doug Schmell. Doug, how you doing?
Doing great, Howard. Thanks for having me for the podcast. Really excited to talk about this show, you know. I might as well take the time to shout out to you, my friend. I was thinking about it. If it wasn't for you with your books and your podcast, the word wouldn't be spreading as it is. This Grateful Dead community, as large as it is, has definitely been enhanced by your insight and the work you do. And I'll tell you, this is a great example. I wouldn't have known this show. I didn't know it. I'll be honest with you. I did see shows right before it, many, and I didn't know the show existed. And if it wasn't for your podcast, I probably never would have listened to it. 83 just doesn't come up on my radar that often. And I listened to it, and the show is phenomenal. Thanks to you. This is another great show to spread the word. And you do so much for the Grateful Dead community. So a shout out to Howie Weiner, everybody. Great guy, Grateful Dead enthusiast, and one of my best friends.
Hey, I appreciate that. And but you're the guy who kind of taught me, man. I looked at you and I was like, you by word of mouth went to everyone, and you pushed the Grateful Dead more than anybody. So I'm just kind of carrying on your tradition. I have a bigger platform, man. But this guy, man, he would pull people you would never think would get into the Grateful Dead, got into them because Doug would say, you got to listen to this. And he would actually work on people. Like, it's easy to work on a crowd that loves the music, but he converted people. He made people actually listen to the jams, and they because they like Doug, they would be like, yeah, they gave it a chance. And he created like so many deadheads who never would have got into it.
Word of mouth, friends of my brother, friends, your friend Steve Goldberg. He's a great example. Remember Steve Goldberg? I would listen to a show with him or a specific jam, and if he was like looking out the window, it's mostly in the car we were listening to, hot leads and bootlegs. I'd be, Steve, you're missing the point. Jerry would be jamming in a hot big river, and if Steve wasn't paying attention, I would say, Steve, you're missing the point. And I drummed so many people and drilled them to really listen to specifically Jerry's guitar. And I think it worked. And obviously, the world's a better place for it, And there's so much love because of this Grateful Dead community. It's truly amazing. So
the music is so great. Like we were all over and we had to spread the word. It was like, how to do it. No choice.
Yeah, well, we're music lovers. If you're not a music lover, it's not something you may take into right away. It may take it's evolution, right? We went through so many great bands until the Grateful Dead. And really, when I look at rock and roll, I think the Grateful Dead are the pinnacle of rock and roll in terms of jam bands, in terms of improvisation bands, in terms of, evolution of what they do. It's truly incredible from year to year. So if you're really into music, I think eventually you will find the Grateful Dead, or in our case, they will find you.
Yeah. Hey, definitely. Let me tell you how I found this June 24th, 83 show. I didn't know it either. I had no idea about it. We went to the summer tour. We caught the first 5 shows on the East Coast. They were good shows, but nothing spectacular. I think the rest of 83 was better, the fall and spring tour. And both of us just missed the show. And I was doing my Deadology book, and June 24th was one of the dates that I picked out because it had so many great shows. You got Portland 73. We were
74. You got that show from the Highlight Front and in Miami.
I think that's 623.
There's right. There's two shows from the front, and one of them.
Right.
I think
This
there's a 23rd and a 24th. Yeah.
so
Great shows.
you got the Tower Theater 76 624. You got
Oh, yeah. I
we were
forgot
in
about that one.
Saratoga 624 84. I think that was the best of the Saratoga shows. We were in Cincinnati Riverbend. Oh, that was
Is Riverbend
624.
also a June 24th show?
Yeah. So as I
Oh,
was researching these shows, this is one I didn't know, but I looked at the set list. I'm like, this is crazy. It's a great set list. I listened to it, and obviously I was very pleased. I put it in the book, and I was happy to explore the show. And I haven't listened to this since I wrote Deadology. And when I broke this out again, I was like, wow. Even though I put it in the book, I totally underrated it. It's even better than I imagined listening to it again now, man. It's an incredible show. And hey, one other thing before we get rolling on this, we saw them in Harrisburg 2 days before Madison, and a film crew was at the Harrisburg show, City Island. This was a couple of years after 3 Miles Island. The Grateful Dead were playing there. This wasn't a particularly great show. It was good, but nothing
right. The
to.
year later in '84 was a better show, if I
Yeah. Oh,
recall.
definitely. Yeah. And
That's a good show.
me and Doug are there, and there's a camera crew filming us. I totally remember that. I don't know if you remember the camera crew filming
I
us.
don't remember, but I know we were captured on video.
Yeah, you were carefree and dancing and putting on a show for them. I was kind of like in my deadology mode, just playing air guitar and looking straight ahead. And it turned out we did get on the Harrisburg News. Our friend Larry Gindorf spotted us on a YouTube video like 30 something years later, and said,
Wow.
hey, he contacted me. He's like, hey, you and Doug are on this video, and you could actually look it up on YouTube. 6/22/83 Harrisburg, a news clip. Me and Doug are about 2 minutes in there. There's about
Yeah,
five
yeah.
seconds of
You
it,
sent that
but
to me. That's incredible.
they're right on us, man. They're
Correct.
it's
Like the two of us. Yeah.
yeah.
We're like,
It was like
they
these
picked
are the
us out
guys
of
you
the
got to look
crowd.
at, man. So
Yeah.
we're still at it, man. It's, all these years later, and
43 years later, Howard.
and on
43 years later to
the
the
you
day.
for the cover shot of this YouTube on for this podcast, I'll put that picture up and I'll throw it on Facebook too, man. It's pretty funny.
Excellent.
It's great to have us in our prime, like total. Damn, if we knew they were playing Madison and we went to Madison,
We would have
th-
went.
this
We,
show would have been the end all, man. This is a free. We would have went nuts at this show. We would have been flipping out. We would have been bragging about this for years, man. It's a
yeah.
great
You know,
show.
for me, this show represents, I wasn't there, but I'm thinking back. I had just turned 20 years old, right? And I'm touring now extensively. I did the whole spring tour, 13 shows that started in Hampton Coliseum, Hampton, Virginia on April 9th, '83. And the tour concluded on April 26th, '83 at the Spectrum, Philadelphia. There were 13 shows. I went to 12 of them, 12 of them all over the East Coast of the United States. That was Morgantown, West Virginia. We went to the great show in Broome County Arena in Binghamton. We saw them
That
in
was awesome.
Burlington, Vermont, another amazing show. The only two we
That's the
saw
only
them
one I
in
missed.
Meadowlands. We
I
saw
saw
them in
11 and 13.
Rochester.
Yeah.
Right. The only show I couldn't make, and because I had to go back to class and have some semblance of an education, because at the time I was now a junior in college. Right? No, I was a sophomore. This was before the summer break. So this is still my second year of college. Only show I couldn't go to was in Orono, Maine. So I did 12 out of 13 shows. And then we saw a ton of Garcia band shows.
And Jerry was
It,
on top of his game for
it was
that Garcia
incredible. We
band tour.
saw two shows at the Roseland Ballroom. I think we also saw a show or two at the Bushnell Auditorium in Hartford,
Yeah,
correct? Is that one of the shows
we
we
caught those.
snuck in?
We got in free one of those nights.
Correct. We just snuck. We got caught in
A
a
door
crowd and we
opened up,
got in.
man. The
It
door
was
opened up.
incredible. I didn't go to the Cape Cod Coliseum in Massachusetts, but Andrew Klein did, and he
Wow,
taped
that's
the show.
such a great
So
show,
because
man.
of Andrew Klein, we have a tape of that show. But after the Roseland Ballroom, they had the Capitol Theater shows, which were incredible. And then you and I went to the Chance in Poughkeepsie, the
Incredible.
smallest venue I have ever seen a band. Jerry Garcia played. It must have been 600, 500 people.
It was
You and
early and late show.
literally
Yeah.
standing at a bar with the stage set up across from the bar. We were about 10, 15 feet away from Jerry Garcia. And then to top off our little touring, we went to see the Jerry Garcia band also in the Tower Theater in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. So this was just prime touring for us. We had caught at least seven Garcia band shows. I caught 12 out of 13 shows on the East Coast Spring Tour. And now they're playing over the summer. And I can't get enough of this
Yeah.
guy, Jerry Garcia, and his band. So
How did
this was
how
for
did we
me.
miss this Madison show? That's
Yeah,
that's
right. We just didn't know it. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We just didn't
We
get
didn't
it.
have we had some information, but we didn't have all the information, man. It was
Right.
a
We
people.
probably knew afterwards maybe that they played there, but we didn't have all the information beforehand. Otherwise, we probably would have made an attempt to go, be it by plane, by car, by boat, whatever it
Yeah.
would have, right? But yeah, so to get back to the show, it's amazing. It's just a great time period. That's why I bring this out of our touring days, our youthful exuberance. Remember, I'm not even 20 yet. My birthday's June 17th. So yeah, I just turned 20 for the show. But when I was touring in that spring tour from Albany, New York to all these East Coast venues, I'm a 19-year-old full of music. Jerry says, this is one of our peak optimums, and Jerry's dripping with music, as he was quoted as saying during the Europe 72 tour. I was dripping with great at this point and
Yeah.
couldn't get enough of them. So
Uh,
yeah, hence I'm kind of remiss that I didn't make this show, but Howie, having the tapes and having the archive to listen to it is amazing. And I'll tell you, this show really blew me away because I didn't know it. You told me, you said, Doug, you got to listen to it. We'll do a podcast. And the rest is history. And, just to start, it's one of the only shows of that summer tour that they played indoors. It's pretty interesting. They also did an indoor show, I believe, a couple of days later, which was at the St. Paul Civic Arena, which was on the 20th. It was actually the next day. But most of the shows on this tour were all outdoor shows, Meriwether Post Pavilion, SPAC, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. You had shows at the Veneta in
and
Ventura.
and these
In
were our
fact,
first experiences at Meriwether and Saratoga, also the Grateful Dead's firsts, and those became iconic places that we went back
correct.
year after year.
We went to those shows and we loved them. And again, I don't know how great. Actually, the Saratoga, the SPAC show was really good. One of the Meriwether Post shows was
Yeah, all
actually
those shows
really
were
good.
really good, but not stand out like this. This is
Correct.
killer. This is
And we
killer.
saw, I believe I saw at least one of the shows. No, I didn't see the Ventura shows. That was, I believe, in 84.
Nope.
I
We
saw
went.
them in 82
We did
with,
go. We did go on '83. That was my only '83 trip. We went out and visited Goldberg in California.
oh, you're right. That
Yeah.
was the 7/30/83 show.
So we did go
That's
to
an amazing
Ventura.
show with the
Yeah.
music never stopped in the first hit. Correct. I
Yeah.
also saw them in Ventura in 84. I thought it was 82 we saw, but you're right. This 83 Ventura. So I'm catching them in multiple states, many cities. This is just for me, probably the strongest touring of my career in terms of
This
number of
year, the whole
shows.
year. Me too.
83 by far. And I wasn't even taping yet. My taping days commenced in the spring tour of
Hey,
84.
hey,
So I had the freedom to bop around and check out the crowd and
check
kind of
this. I'm
check
going to do
out.
a little plug for one of my books. By the way, if you want to get these stories and some of the stories from these tours, me and Doug, I wrote a book, Tangled Up in Tunes, first book I ever wrote, and I wrote about some of the funniest things that ever happened on to us on
Oh,
those
yeah,
tours,
yeah.
man.
So,
Just
right, not having enough money, having to beg, borrow, or steal to get Chinese food.
hospitals, police, beg,
Right,
borrow, steal,
sleeping
the whole
on
thing.
on the living room floors in a hotel room, right?
Oh
Crashing
my
people's
god.
rooms that didn't even know we wanted to crash there. We just happened to. It's just amazing. Running out of gas and then having to push the car. Unbelievable. So
Hey,
yeah, get
so
the book because
yeah,
it's all
let's
conveyed in that book.
let's jump into this, man. We could reminisce about that stuff all day. So they open up with Shakedown Street, great opener in Madison, crowd psyched, and Jerry for the first jam, it's uncanny how he jumps on it right away. The instrumental. Well, what are your thoughts on the Shakedown?
Amazing. He flubs the lyrics, the opening lyrics,
So there's a
and I
lot of
think he
flubbing going on.
I think he purposely makes up for it for that first jam. It's incredible. The singing becomes great. Yeah, he screws up the lyrics in the first, line. It's not the end of the world, but you notice it. I noticed it right away, and I kind of
Yeah.
chuckled. But boy, yeah, Howie, this is by far a top three, maybe if not three, top five Shakedown Street for me. It's incredible.
Oh, he
I heard
bolts
it
out of the
Monday
gate,
morning
man. Yeah.
when I first started listening to this show, when I was doing a walk around the neighborhood Monday morning, and I could not believe it's almost 14 minutes. It's incredible. Besides that first lead, that jam, the main jam, the outro jam before the ending lyrics is palpable. It's incredible.
He comes
He
out on
hits
fire.
so many great notes. And
You
the crowd,
rarely,
you hear the crowd, they're so into it. They
yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah, you rarely hear him come out that hot on a shakedown, especially for the first song of the show. He came ripping out right after we just got to poke around, and it's unbelievable how great it was right out of the gate. So let's hey, first audio highlight. Let's jump right into
Oh yeah,
into
yeah,
that
that's got to
shakedown.
be played. Hey, remember one thing? They love Madison, Wisconsin. Have always killed it there, and this was no exception. They just jump right feet first into this show and kill it, as you guys will see right now.
Just gotta poke around. So this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. So this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. This town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's better on repeated listenings, Howie. It's amazing. that ending jam, they also take a little break, they slow it down, then he comes back with some more madness. It's amazing. I love the fact that they're not in a rush, you know? I love the fact that they're in their element, playing in an indoor venue, loving the surroundings in beautiful Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know if you've ever been there. I have. We went to check out University of Wisconsin for my
Oh
daughter.
wow.
It's an absolutely gorgeous area with the lakes right there. Oh my God. It's just a great place, and you could imagine the Grateful Dead really taking
Yeah.
in,
A
the
first
ambience of the arena and the city. Amazing, you
first
know?
time we seen Wisconsin was Alpine Valley '82. That was a
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
experience. But
We
hey,
weren't
yeah,
in Madison though, were we? We were in
no, no,
Alpha Valley.
we never went up
Yeah, we
there.
never
But
went to Madison, but Wisconsin's beautiful. I remember we were hanging out on Lake Geneva. That was the name of that lake there. Just amazing before the show. Hanging out, probably getting high, just relaxing. And I'm thinking, I want to live on a lake. This is gorgeous. I'll never forget it
nice.
was just bucolic view of the water, and you're just hanging out in the fresh air, Howie. I'm telling you, that
Yeah.
the
Hey,
very, very big,
was it
market. I'm
impactful?
telling you.
No doubt, man. So one more side show, side trip here, and then we'll get right back to the Madison show. It was '82, and it was the summer. And Doug came up to me, he had an ABA basketball in his hand, the red, white, and blue basketball. And he's like, Howie, we got to go to Wisconsin, Alpine Valley. The Grateful Dead are playing there. You know how hot Garcia is in the Midwest. So I went home to my parents. I was like, listen, we gotta go. I gotta take the car to
Doug said,
Wisconsin.
"We have to go,
Gar,
Mom.
Gar,
We have to go."
Garcia is so hot out there. And yeah, so yeah, we went out to that was our first major road trip to the Midwest. Unforgettable, man.
It
But
was crazy
I'm
driving
glad
through all those states. I remember we
I'm
wound up
glad
in
you had that
Chicago.
notion, man, and you
We
got
were
us
in
out there.
Youngstown, Ohio, and we
Yeah,
slept there, I think, one night. It was incredible. We
yeah,
had the greatest time, and it paid off, Howie, because those two shows were both incredible shows.
phenomenal. 87, 82 might be the best of the year. It's like right
Oh
up
yeah,
there.
we got lucky. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? But
so
yeah, that started really our road trips and our love for, really getting into the car and going to the next venue,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, wherever it
hey,
was, you know.
so as you guys could hear, that's a great shakedown opener. Just so unusual for Jerry to come right out that hot to start off with. So he put Madison, Wisconsin on notice from the from the opener, man.
Oh
And
yeah, I agree. That's one of the best show openers I've heard in a long time. And again, I don't listen to 83 that much, but the enthusiasm, the energy of the crowd, you could really listen to that right away on the tapes. There's some great sources on the Internet Archive with a couple of different tapers. They all sound similar because of the energy of the crowd. It is amazing from the get-go. The crowd's into it, singing along, they're clapping. You have feet stomping. It's amazing, Howie.
yeah,
What a venue to see
and,
the
and
Grateful
sometimes
Dead.
it's better not to have the soundboard. You have to go to the audience. You really you're it puts you right back in the moment. And 83 as compared to 82, Grateful Dead. I'll just do a quick side on this too. 82 they were so tight, but they didn't jam as long as they did in 83.
I agree.
83 they were a little sloppier, a little looser, but boy did Garcia have a spectacular year.
Oh yeah, and a lot of long jams. Do you realize that whole spring tour, and I think including this show, there are no known soundboards. That
Yeah,
whole tour that we did, it's all audiences. For some reason, the soundboards were never circulating. This
I know.
show is only audience
Yep.
tapes that have come out. But thank God people were taping. Back then people were taping all
They
the time.
sound great, and this is what it sounded like. You could really feel the bass more and
Oh
Brent's
yeah.
organ.
I
So it's
agree.
yeah,
Yeah. So what a way to open up a show, And I'll tell you, Howie, the first four songs to me are really great. The Far From Me doesn't jam much, but it's not really a jam song. It's a vehicle for Brent Midland to get out, his singing, and
I
obviously
like
the
it in
song that he
the
wrote.
number two spot. I like it a lot.
It's a
It's a good
great
song.
song,
Yeah,
right? Not a Bobby Cowboy song. You get an early Brent song, and I'll tell you, it works. And I really enjoyed it, And then you get the third spot. I'll tell you, I'm starting to really relive what I listened to on Monday, just 2 days ago. And again, I didn't know the show at all, but I'm listening to the show, and all of a sudden, I'm hearing this amazing Candyman in the third spot, and it made me realize, wow, Garcia's really onto something here. Shakedown is a show. He
yeah.
opens up a second set with it once in a while, opens up a first set back in 83. But Candyman was not a song that was really heavily used in the rotation. I think it works well in the third spot. And Jerry hits a great, great middle jam. I love it. It's
Yeah.
got that twang to it, that typical. It was great. I was really, really impressed by the Candyman. That was one of
Yeah, the
the.
Candymans in the 80s are better than the 70s. The
I
70s,
agree with you.
they were kind of laid back. It's such a great tune. I'm not trying to put, but like in the 80s, somehow it resonated with Jerry. Um, Give my old guitar, pass the whiskey round. That
Oh
just
yeah.
resonated with 83 Jerry. And
It's amazing. You said this in a prior one of the prior podcasts we did. I forgot which one, but they did a Candyman, and you're right. It works better in the '80s. You get the Jerry that real after, especially after his coma. He did it a
yeah,
couple of times with Pat. Won't you tell everybody you meet that the Candyman's in town?
and the
It's
crowd
kind of
goes
like an
nuts. Yeah.
autobiographical when he came back from the coma. But I'll tell you, I love Candyman. It's such a beautiful song. And I really was paying attention to it while I was listening to it on the headphones for that sweet sound of his guitar in that middle jam. It is beautiful. It really is. Very twangy. Again, I like the fact that they're not in any rush. It's probably, like an 7, 8, 9 minute version, and it's great. It's just what
Yeah.
a perfect spot
That, that
early
that's
or
that's the
set.
beauty. That's the beauty of this show compared to the ones from the summer tour. The sets are longer. The jams are longer. That this show just stands out much better than the shows that preceded it. It's really an outlier. It's that good of a show.
No, I agree. And some of the shows are good, like the 20th from the Mary Were the
That
Postman
is good. I
Family.
like that show a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the 18th from Saratoga, people love, and I get it. And there's some other great shows, the rest
One
of the
thing
summer,
about the 18th
obviously.
Saratoga, I think it's overrated. I like it because it's Saratoga. It's my hometown show. I had such a
You
great
got
time
it.
there. The Scarlet Fire is excellent, but in the first set they had sound problems. The deal wasn't hot. It was a short
Right,
first set,
right.
so it's not really a great show. You're not going to put that up as one of the shows of the year.
No,
It's
but yeah, it gets some love, in the archive. And also, if you look at the Grateful Dead base, that's
yeah,
one of the shows that, you look at the rankings for
because
1983.
it's
You
because
don't have,
everybody from New York was there and was
of
we
course,
were
and
all
everybody
psyched.
has the tapes, and
Great
more people
Scarlet
have.
Fire, no doubt, a
Yeah,
top
yeah,
notch
people are
Scarlet
familiar
Fire.
with that
Yeah,
show. But this show still got some love. This show was up
yeah.
there, probably in the top 10 for 83.
Somehow we didn't know it in the day,
I
man. It's
didn't
like
know it at all. Now, Howie, here's a song you might not have known. The
I
Candy Man
did.
goes right into Little Red
I
Rooster.
was all over this
And I'm
rooster.
putting you guys on notice. This is one of the hottest roosters I have ever heard. Now, 81 was the year of the rooster. It's probably when
81
they
and 82, yeah.
climaxed. 82, you have the Glens Falls show where Jerry went nuts. We discussed that show in another podcast. But I got news for you. I was not expecting much. I figured it might be a little fanning and he might go into just the usual bluesy notes at the end and then the chorus. But he hit some amazing notes, specifically right at the end of his lead. It's a good 3 round lead and he
Yeah,
goes
it's the
nuts.
full
He goes nuts.
version. Yeah.
It works, Howie. I heard it twice. Heard it Monday morning on my work, and I heard it again in the car this morning. And I'm telling you, what a great Little Red Rooster.
Yeah.
It's such an undervalued and underrated song because I get it. It's a Bobby song. Everybody knows the lyrics. They didn't write it. But Jerry's guitar tone on that song is so phenomenal. I love it.
It's
It's
some of the best blues
pure
guitar he
blues.
ever played. Yeah.
Right, right. And I got news for you. You close your eyes and listen to that. You're like, this is some of the greatest guitar I've ever heard. Those
What
liquid leads, those notes those screeching, beautiful. I call it liquid because that's the best way to describe it. Those liquid-like leads where he's just flowing. Oh, it's just beautiful. That's
and
some of the best stuff from Garcia that I've heard, and I love
yeah,
it. And it
the
works so
weird thing
well in
about
this song.
Rooster, weird thing about Rooster is the years went on, 85, 86, 87, they play Rooster. Wasn't that good.
Cookie cutter.
Garcia wasn't into it, man.
No, he wasn't.
He
He
got
would
sick of
just
it for
do
some
the
reason.
simple chords towards the end,
Yeah.
not really engaging in the blues facet of the
That's
song.
why sometimes you'll see on a internet forum or Facebook where people discussing this that they make fun of Rooster. They don't realize how
I
crazy
get
good
that.
this song was, 81 through 83.
81,
Yeah.
82, 83. Oh my God.
Yeah,
What an incredible.
it's a
You look at
knockout
all
punch,
the
man.
ones from 81 when they played it every other show. CC Rider one night, the Rooster the next, and you could there's 20 incredible Roosters from 1981, literally. Where each one, the ones off the top of my head, 5, 6, 81, Nassau Coliseum. That Rooster is incredible. There's one from the Hippodrome in Paris, France, which is incredible. There's one from Vegas. I forgot the date, but it's
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah. I like that. That's a great
it's
Candyman too.
incredible. These roosters are amazing. Jerry Garcia really was just showing off to me his blues, abilities and his blues sensibilities. And it's one of the best songs for him showing off that blues and that liquid lead guitar that
Yeah,
he
we already
loves.
did a podcast on this one, but the king of them all is Glens Falls, April
Oh my
14th,
God, it's
82.
just
Yeah.
incredible. We were there too. So yeah, 4 songs in, I was laughing after this rooster on Monday. Today's Wednesday, the 24th. So literally, it's now what, exactly 43 years later. When
Hey,
I was listening to this on Monday, I couldn't believe how hot those first 4 songs were.
and I got to double check with you. The fifth song is Dupree's, right?
No, the fifth song is Brown Eyed Women.
I'm listening to a tape that has Dupree's. It
No way.
says Brown Eyed Women.
Yeah, yeah, there was no Dupree's from that show.
You heard Brown Eyed Women?
Yeah, yeah, Brown Eyed Women. And the reason I know it is because I've listened to it twice, Howie. It's a great Brown Eyed Women. The best term I could use to describe it is bouncy. Jerry's engaged. The lyrics are always great in the Brown Eyed Women, but I love the guitar. He must have like 4 rounds of the lead or 5, and it's just bouncy. That's the term I was thinking of in my head. I'm listening to it the other day. Really, really sticks out for me. One of the better songs in the first set. Yeah, there was no Dupree's that I know of the show, unless somehow it made it as filler on the tape
Hey,
we listened to.
I just got to show this to you, man. You see this?
Yeah, here, raise it a little higher. Is that from the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see Brown Eyed Women. Oh, I see Mama Tried. That should be after it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brown Eyed. Yeah, that's right. Brown Eyed, and then Mama Tried was after the Brown Eyed. I think when Mama Tried into Mexicali. Let's see. Yes, Mama Tried into Mexicali was right after the Brown Eyed.
That's
But
crazy.
there was no Dupree's.
That's crazy. How did I downloaded a version that had a Dupree's, but
That's
it
weird.
says Brown Eyed Women. That's yeah.
Yeah, the brown eye's really hot too, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But getting back, so look, after the brown eye, to me, that was great for the 5 songs, the first 5 are really amazing. Sets up for a great first set. And so far you got a Jerry songs, just Jerry songs, Shakedown, Candyman, Brown Eye.
That's crazy. I'll confirm that later because it says Brown Eyed Women, but I have Dupree's on my tape, which is
Yeah, if you look at all the lists also.
so you did hear Brown Eyed Women.
Oh yeah, and it's great.
How did that happen? I know you don't know the answer, but how did the Dupree's diamond fall?
I don't know.
The guy who did the tape said enough of this Brown Eyed Women stuff,
Right.
man. Let me put in the Dupree's.
I'm sick of brown eyed. But yeah, getting back to the flow of the set,
Yeah.
you got the Mama Tried into Mexicali, which is nice. And Mexicali's long. I mean, he jams for a while.
Mama Tried, he went overboard a little bit too.
Yeah, he went a little overboard, but it's cool. It works. Look, I like the 72, 73 versions. They're shorter, but I like just the tone of his guitar a little better. This one, they definitely get, the polka feel, and it works. But hey, going on with the theme of this first set, I said Garcia's onto something with the Shakedown, the Candyman, the Brown Eyed, and then you get an Althea. And the Althea is long and really good. It's not one of the best ones I've ever heard, but it's actually really good. The singing's great in it. It's a really nice outro jam. I love it. He just could have taken it one step further.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happened in '83 as we move on. The Altheas weren't. He didn't pay as much attention to the jamming at the end, but this one is actually much better than average for the time period.
I agree.
Sure.
And it's longer.
Yeah,
and then you got the bucket. It's probably an early bucket.
The 6th version ever. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't jam much on it, but I'll tell you, it sets up.
The first bucket ever, just for the hell of it. The first bucket was May 13th, which was Greek Theater, about a month earlier.
Correct.
So the song really took flight in '85. It wasn't that great.
Yeah. Even the end of '84, there's some really good ones.
Yeah.
But you're right. So this one, there's not much jamming. The lyrics, they're trying to work out the kinks of the song. Still works, and it goes into a really hot time. Howie, you had mentioned this deal to me, and you were like, "Oh, you got to check. This deal is freaking hot.
Yeah, it's
super hot. What a way to end a first set." And when I think of deal, I think of the word evolution. Think of deal from 70, 71, 72, 73. 71's had 2 separate jams. They had the jam, lyric. In 72, it was just one jam, but it was about 3 rounds or so, two long rounds. 73, same thing. But as the song really evolved, and by 77, it got longer. Now in 81, you got that outro jam, which I talked to you about, like some of the ones from the Rainbow Theater in London has an incredible jam.
That's a surprise one, yeah.
Yeah. And the first time I think that they really concentrated on that outro jam was probably 11/30/80. I think that's the show from the Fox Theater in Atlanta that was released as a Dave's Picks. Oh my God. That is
Wow.
one of the most underrated shows. It's incredible.
Yeah, the
The
Scarlet
whole
Fire is
show.
nuts. Yeah.
Exactly. The Scarlet Fire is beyond belief. But that deal to end the first set is really the first time that they really extended the jam, and it's incredible. By 83, now it's commonplace for Jerry, to hit like 5, 6 minutes of jamming in the outro jam, and it's incredible. This is a 9 minute and change deal. It's excellent. What a
Yeah.
way to cap off a great first set. And
Yeah.
again,
So
look at these
as far
five
as
Jerry songs,
yeah, as far as deal in '83, I think the only one I think better is Lake
Irvine.
Placid. Lake Placid. Irvine's hot, man. That's more creative. That's like that's
Irvine, I
like
think, is
that's like people
320,
flying through the air and doing loops. It's
327.83, right? Am
this
I
is
right on
yeah.
the date?
This one's just like hammer and
Yeah,
nails,
yeah.
which is great.
Nothing could really top Irvine because that deal is beyond belief. It's one of the
Lake Placid is like this, except 2 minutes
a little
longer.
longer, a little
Yeah.
sicker. But you know the story with Irvine, right? A quick aside. I was visiting my brother Eric. He was in Syracuse University at the time. I think he was just in med school and transferring. And I went there to interview Stevie Thompson and Derek Coleman because I was working for a sports agent. So when we went there, I remember listening to this deal and saying, "Oh my God, this deal is the hot." And I turned Eric and all of his frat buddies, 20 guys in a room. I swear to God. We were in somebody's dorm room. There was a cassette deck back then. There were no DVD, no CDs. I had the tape with me because I brought it to listen to either at the airport, on the plane, and I put it on somebody's deck. And I swear, Howie, there were at least 20 guys in this room going nuts up and down while the jam of this deal. And I had this whole room captivated, transfixed, listening to that Irvine deal. True story.
What
People
about
still
Derek
remember
Coleman?
that.
Did you try
Isn't
to
that
get
incredible?
did you try to get Coleman to listen to it?
No, I never hooked up with him, but I spoke to
Uh,
him on the phone. I wound up getting Stevie Thompson's phone number because remember, Stevie Thompson was a great player coming out of Syracuse. He made it to the NBA. Derek Coleman was a bit of a douche. Derek Coleman, I spoke to him on the phone. He didn't want a piece of me. He probably had his own agent. I'm sure he
yeah.
had everything lined up to go to the pros. But I'll tell you, that's the one thing of the trip I remember turning 20 odd guys onto this crazy deal from Irvine, California.
Yeah. Hey, what
327.83.
one of the cool things about it, and they kind of repeat this in the morning dew that comes up later in the second set, is like Garcia will do some ripping leads, it will kind of reach some kind of end. Then Brent will jump on the keyboards, almost like enticing Garcia to take the next step. And
Yeah. That interplay between
yeah,
the two of them was, I think, even in '84, it even grew to bigger height. But that they always had that connection,
yeah,
Brent and Jerry, where they would look at each other just with a glance, and one would kind of take off, and the other would then supplement the jam that they were each playing. It's an amazing symbiosis, if you will, between the two of them. They had it, and I love it. And you're right, his keyboards are great throughout this show.
yeah.
Brent's sound is amazing. The deal is, I'll tell you, I heard it twice, Howie, and it just doesn't disappoint.
It's great, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're definitely gonna let the audience
Yeah, let the
the
audience
jam for
decide.
sure,
This
man.
has to
And
be the second
yeah,
highlight.
turn it up, man. It's like when you this particular show with the audience and the way they're playing, you need to hear it
Amazing.
loud. Yeah,
Right,
so
it's got to be loud. I
yeah,
agree.
just turn it up, man. Here's the deal from Madison. Was it Dane County? What's the name of the
Dane
place?
County Coliseum in Madison, Wisconsin.
Enjoy. there you go, man. What a set.
Yeah, that caps off Howie an A+ set, one of the best sets of the year. Again, you got these 5 amazing Garcia songs: Shakedown, Candyman, Brown Eyed, Althea, Deal. You can't really beat that as far as Jerry songs in a first set. And they're all well played and they're all incredible. And for Bobby's songs, there's a couple of good ones, but the one that for me sticks out is That Rooster. That Rooster is one of the top 3 or top 5 for me. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
up there. It's
Yeah.
up there.
I
So
knew
this,
you would dig the Rooster. I also, I mean, you did mention you liked the Althea. I thought there was like pretty great for 83. Garcia
oh, no
did
doubt,
go off
no
at the
doubt.
end of that. Yeah.
But there's a lot of highlights in that first set. It's
Yeah.
incredible. What a great first set. It really is. I could not believe how hot it was. And I remember, thinking, wow, what a stroke of magic for Howie to know the show and to think of. But again, you knew it because you wrote about it in your book. I read the review of it, but I didn't really know it. But wow,
Yeah.
very, very.
I only knew it to a certain extent. Listening to it again, I just have a much higher opinion of it. I think it's the best show of 1983. I'd go that far.
Oh, it's up there. There's no doubt. I agree
Yeah.
with you. Top 5, top 3, it's up there. There's some 83 is a great year. There's
But
a lot of great
once again,
shows.
picture us, man, like how enthusiastic we were back in the day. They were hitting our bread box, man. Every song
Oh,
we
we
wanted
would
to
have went
hear.
nuts if we
That's
were at this
crazy.
show. The
Yeah.
Shakedown opener, the Rooster, we would have been going nuts. The
Yeah.
fucking Deal closer, we
Yeah.
would have been in our element, Howie. I know you and I know myself. We would have been like hooping and hollering after that first set. Like, holy shit, what did we just see? And we would have been like talking and reviewing the first set in between
Yeah.
sets, getting a
Yeah.
beer on top of the world, Howie. When
Yeah.
we see a set of music like that from the Grateful Dead, you and I remember we were on top of the world.
Yep.
Nothing, not
And
even
then,
a Yankee World Series. It's close. I'll give the Yankees credit. They win the
yeah.
World Series. We're hooping and hollering, bro.
And then seeing the Knicks win for the first time in 53 years, pretty cool.
That
But
was incredible too. That
this
was
stuff,
incredible.
like now, we're pretty much done with the Knicks. I watched everything I could watch. I watched YouTube for 7 days straight. It's,
Incredible.
I got, but 5 years from now, I can't enjoy it too much. This stuff never dies.
And there you go, because it's
It
music.
grows,
Yeah.
gets bigger and bigger as the years go on.
Howard, just a quick aside. I was thinking about this the other day. I have a lot of passions. Horror movies. I love classic television, westerns, Mission Impossible,
Goldfingers.
Fugitive, all these great Monty Python. I love obviously music, rock and roll, classic rock. I love sports. So these are all passions for me. But the passion that I dig the most by far, and the one and my son Jack asked me, Dad, of all your passions, which one is the biggest for you? The one that you would take to a desert island, the one that if you can go back in time, would you want to see a Yankee World Series victory in 1978? Or would you want to see a Grateful Dead show? The answer came quick and came unequivocally, a Grateful Dead show.
Yeah.
Of all my passions, the Grateful Dead is by far number one.
Like,
And
if
that's
you could go
because
back
of
in time and pick out the Grateful Dead show you want to be at.
Of course,
Exactly.
there you go.
Yeah.
And the reason really, but look, the band is unbelievable. But you know why my passion is really to the extent it is? Jerome John Garcia.
Yes, the guy.
Those 3 words, 3 names.
So
Jerome
it could
John
be a
Garcia.
Garcia band show too, man. As long as
And there
Jerry's
you go.
there. Yeah.
There you go. I'm thinking of listening to the Roseland. I haven't heard in a while. Those shows are incredible. Or that
Unbelievable.
Mission in the Rain from that show I saw in Albany in my freshman
Oh
year.
my God.
It's insanity with that deal. The guy's unbelievable. It's just stuff comes back to me, when I haven't heard it in a while. And then I'm yearning to listen to these shows. And thanks to you, because of this 83 show, I'm going to listen to other 83 shows. So again, a shout out to Howie. What a great recommend, this Dane County show. Amazing. And we're only halfway done. The second set is incredible,
The
incredible.
greatest highlight is in the second set for sure.
Oh yeah, but a lot of highlights in the second set.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what you thought of Help Slip Franklin's, but I loved it.
It's great.
They
It's
just
long.
brought the song back,
Yeah.
right? They brought
Hey,
it back.
They brought it back in 83. So the first couple versions were good. You're psyched as hell to see it.
Exactly.
I think this is one of the first ones that's really good. They did one at the Greek Theater in May, which was very
Correct.
hot. But
This one might be better.
This
This
is great.
hot.
They started the summer tour, with the first 4 shows we see. We didn't see Help on the Way. If we were at this show, we would have been freaking going nuts.
We
We would have
would
been
have been
tackling
going
each
nuts.
other. I don't know if I wouldn't have made it out there alive. I would have been too
There
excited.
you go. You know how much I love Help Slip Franklin's. Of all the Dead combos, Scarlet Fire, Not Fade Away, Going Down the Road, Not Fade Away, where they link songs. I've been on record saying my favorite is Help Slip Franklin's, and there's a reason. I just love the interplay of those songs. I love Slipknot, as you know. I love the lyrics to Help on the Way, and
Help on
I've
the Way is
always
great.
loved Franklin's Tower. I love that bouncy jam. So for me, to be at a show when they whip out a Help Slip Franklin's, I go nuts. This would have been incredible. And this is a great version. The Help on the Way is nice. He doesn't jam long. There's a shorter jam.
That's typical from
Right, typical
83
of
on,
83,
yeah.
but the Slipknot is long. The Slipknot's almost 8 minutes.
It's hot, man. It's
Some
hey,
incredible
before we
notes.
get to the Franklins, you know the type of my thought process.
Of course I do.
There's a Slipknot here. I got to play it, man. So let's
It's awesome.
turn the
Enjoy,
crowd on to
folks.
some of that Slipknot.
Make sure your seatbelt's on if you're in the car.
right. They really put the exclamation point into Slipknot, man, and great
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
Yeah.
There are so many like peaks and valleys, you know. It's amazing. It's like jazz fusion, or there's so many ways to describe it. It's that is to me one of their greatest. Like, look, Help Slip Franklin's are all original songs. They all debuted on Blues for Allah, and I think of when they played them, probably for the first time. Well, it might have been the second time. That great show from the Great American Music Hall on 8/13/75
Oh, it's
Howard.
good,
They
man.
were
Yeah.
playing for just record executives and for special guests. It was an invitation only. And imagine being there and hearing this for the first time. You'd be like, what the fuck? This is some of the greatest music I've ever heard.
Even just hearing it on
Ever.
Blues for Allah, the album, the first time I heard it on that album, that was my first experience before a bootleg tape. It's incredible on that too. The Help
Oh,
on
it
Blues
is.
Slipknot.
It
Yeah.
is. Obviously it's better live because Jerry really fine tunes the jam and he hits notes that he doesn't in the studio. But I got news for you, man. That's such a it's just Hunter Garcia genius.
Yeah.
You talk about
Help on the
songwriting.
Way is such great lyrics, man. And
It's unbelievable. And the beat and the rhythm, amazing. And Jerry knows when. Look, as the years went by, you look at some from 76, 77, there's some great jams within the middle of the Help on the Way. Then, of course, the Slipknot, the one that's memorialized on the
San
podcast,
Bernardino.
2/26/77 from San Bernardino. That's just beyond belief incredible. That's some
Yeah.
of the hottest jams that Jerry's ever done. It's
And
like,
then you got the one from June 9th, 77.
oh my God, that shows that whole weekend. That's the eighth. What's that? The eighth, ninth, and 10th? No, it's the seventh, eighth, and ninth. Three amazing shows from the Winterland. I have the box set, Howie. Highly recommend each show. It's incredible. The Winterland, they seem to always rock. But going back to the show, I was really, really impressed by this Help Slip Frank. I didn't know what I was going to get because again, it's 83. They just brought it back. But it's great. And the Franklin's Tower is
15
like
minutes.
15 minutes.
It's great.
It's amazing. A 15-minute, and he jams. Look, he doesn't hit the peaks that he does. In 76, 77, there's better peaks, if you will. But the jamming is nice and fluid, and he's engaged, and he's doing it real. Each jam is long and extended, and he's
Yeah. So I don't know who coined the phrase, but I think I first heard Rob Bleetstein say when he was doing the Dead of the Day. I don't think he does that anymore. I haven't heard him in a while. But
yeah, he's great though, Rob Bleetstein.
yeah, he was good.
A lot of
He was
shows.
good. He's still with us. He's
Dead.
good. Hey,
Shout
so
out to Rob Bleetstein.
he called the mid '80s stuff "Dirty Dead," like when he would play something from '80, and it's so true because that's what this Franklin's is. It's 15 minutes. Garcia's jamming. Nobody really knows where they are. It's not laid out like those. Some of the earlier, like a good Franklin's is laid out. First jam's good, second's a little better, third's
Right. Right. Look at 76.
they're jamming their asses off, but they're almost like a little lost. But it's cool. It's 15
exactly.
minutes.
That's a very good description.
A+ effort, man. It's
No,
like,
I agree. You look at the ones like the Beacon Theater, 6/14/76. That's an amazing Help Slip Franklin's, and the Franklin's more linear. You're right. First jam, second jam when you get confused, listen to the music play, he'll hit an extended jam and go nuts. In 83 was a little different. Each jam is long, but they
didn't know where they were in this one. It was all hot,
it's
man. It didn't
very
matter.
wayward. There's no direction, but I like it, but it works,
Yeah, they were hot and they put the effort in. That's all you could ask for, man.
Right, exactly.
Hey, by the way, since we did this whole Help Slip Franklin's thing, for me, the king of them all is Madison Square Garden, October 12th, 83.
Oh my God.
That
Later
one,
year.
it's as long, but everything's on point, totally on point.
It's incredible.
Brilliant.
That one is incredible. Hey, we saw Dark Star Orchestra do that entire show, remember?
Oh, wow. That was a good time.
Upstate
It was
New
a
York,
theater in Westchester or something?
Yeah, we were in Westchester, and I brought a buddy of mine, a comic book guy who'd never seen The Dead. Here's a shout out to Austin Reese, great guy. He likes The Dead. He's not a Deadhead, but he liked what he saw, and he got it. He was like, Doug, I see why you love this music. He saw that DSO show. Where they played
Of course, you're bringing somebody along. Me, I'm just coming by myself.
It was amazing.
You got
he
somebody
had a good
kidnapped.
Time. He liked you, Howard. He liked you.
Well,
you guys hit it off.
We had a good time, man.
We had a great time. He's a great kid. He's only 30 years old, but he knows good music, likes music, and he was really impressed. But getting back to the show, it's just amazing. You got that. that whole Help Slip Franklin's has got to be about 27 minutes
Yeah.
long, something like that. It's incredible.
The one from Madison Square
Amazing.
Garden I thought was the
26. I
longest. It was
mean,
like 30, but this is like a lot of them.
right.
It's
This isn't as long, but it's fucking hot. It
no, a
really
lot from
is.
this time period are like 20 minutes. This is the
Yeah,
first one where they
right.
really went
Really
off on it.
extended the
Yeah.
Franklins, yeah, and the Slipknot, and that sets up for me. Look, in '81, you go to a show, you probably see a Lost Sailor Saint of
This show is laughable. I'm laughing just thinking about what's coming up, man.
because they have a new album out. They're trying to play new songs for their which album was that? Go to Heaven, right? So Go to
Yeah.
Heaven. So they're playing this a lot. Now, I wasn't touring as much, and I didn't see Lost Sailor Saint of Circumstance all the time. To see it in a show like this, I would have been happy.
Oh
Why?
yeah.
Because Saint of Circumstance is an incredible jam song.
I love
And
both
this
songs.
one
I
is
love
one of the
both.
best versions I've
Yeah.
ever heard. Howie, he goes nuts at the end.
It,
Nuts. It's
it's
amazing.
unbelievable. But for starting with the sailor, he's
Oh,
like
it's
noodling
beautiful.
away at the end of that sailor, man. It was
It's
great.
great.
Yeah.
How about the lyrics? Bobby says there's been many books, poems, and songs written about being free. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beautiful. His voice gets really somber, and you could hear a pin drop. It's just beautiful. And he starts out, I love stuff like that. And you got to give Bobby credit, because he's very profound. He thinks of his shit. Just
Hey,
like during Good Lovin', he thinks of those stuff during the
hey,
end.
here's profound Bobby for you. So in Sailor, he's drifting and dreaming, and then
Beautiful.
insane, he's spitting and cussing.
That's
The
true.
saliva's flying. He's got an F
Oh
bomb
yeah, he's
going. He's
going
got
nuts. And the jam,
yeah.
Jerry's jam, that outro jam
Oh,
is amazing, Howie.
the
I
Saint of
mean,
Circumstance jam is wild, man. It's
I,
just like
I listened to it twice. The first time I was blown away. The second time was pretty much just as
and
good. It didn't have the because I knew it. First time I didn't know it. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, Phil's
Joey's going
bass too.
off.
Phil almost is like he's almost like trying to overstep on Jerry a little bit. I
Exactly.
never heard the bass so loud
The
before. It's almost
bass
like
was incredible.
it's almost
Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
forced Jerry to come out, and they were like forcing Jerry to show off, and he could do it, man.
Hey, you got
There's
the
one thing
elements involved
yeah,
here. June, summertime. They're in a great venue, the Dane County Coliseum, where they've played lights out years past. They're loving this June,
it's a
summer tour.
liberal college
There
town
you
in the
go,
Midwest.
college town with a
We know
lot
about
of.
Garcia in the Midwest, and
There you go, a lot of personable and young minds to convert and take over. It's amazing. So they're really killing it, and I'll tell you, Howie. And then after the Saint of Circumstance, there's a
Bob,
beautiful
yeah,
2 minutes and change of just the drums and Bobby, and it
yeah,
sounds like he's going to go into heaven, help the fool.
that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. I love stuff like that. Believe me, I listened to it. I was like, this is great.
And, yeah,
You don't
listening
want
to
to
it
leave
like
the stage.
at the time it's cool, but like listening to it on tape years later, you could appreciate the little nuances like that more, man.
Exactly, exactly. While you're there, you just be like, hey, it's time to go maybe get a beer or go to the bathroom. This was great. And then the drum solo is not that long. I believe it's cut on most of the tape releases. I don't know why, but there's a couple of different sources. The one I had was cut, but it wasn't bad. And anyway, I was
Must be the guy who put the Duprees in my.
yeah, a cutting. That
Yeah.
guy's cutting. Anyway, then you get like a 12 and a half minute space, Howie. And I'll tell you, Jerry noodles a lot. The space is great. It really is. I listened to it this morning. I didn't want to miss it. I love it sets up for the trucking that comes next. But I'm listening to it. I'm thinking this is really good because at first it's just Jerry and Bobby. And then May Phil comes in very tenderly towards the end. Jerry's noodling the whole time, and it's very inventive. It's creative. It's not boring.
Yeah,
It's
some of them surprise you, man. They just come
no,
out
this
of
one was
nowhere,
great, and
man.
it's
Yeah,
long. I mean, 12 and a half minutes of space, and it works. I was engaged. I wasn't like thinking of, well, what are you going to go into next? This is too long. It was great. And I'll tell you, look, the ending of the show has one of the best moments of the year. Towards obviously we talk about the morning dew. After the morning dew, it gets to be a little cookie cutter, but it's
yeah.
still hot, you
They
know?
gave it all they had at that point.
Exactly. They shot their load during the morning dew. But the
That's
trucking, I love the fact that in the trucking, they're taking their time. They don't rush into the beginning of trucking the lyrics. They're taking their time after the space. It's about 2 minutes where they're toying with the intro of trucking. It's great. I don't know if you noticed, it's just amazing to me. They really take their time. I love it.
yeah.
And the good point of that is because they really don't jam that much at the end of it. I guess they knew they were going to go into Morning Dew. Jerry probably couldn't wait because this is his flagship song, and I can't blame him. He wants to play it. But they really take their time at the beginning of this trucking, and it's very noticeable and it's beautiful. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought the jam was pretty good at the end, but it's
Oh, it's
typical
okay. It's just not
83.
long.
Yeah, they don't
No
go off on it too
reprise.
long. Yeah,
There's no reprise for the lyrics. No reprise on the jam. But they jam out a little, and then slowly but surely he hits that chord for Morning Dew. And I'm thinking, oh my God, could you imagine being there?
that
A
was
lot of
crazy. That's
people
that's all I could think as I was listening to this show, man. It was just
imagine
like
being
if me
there.
and you were there, we wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Two nights earlier, we saw them. Imagine they broke out a Morning fucking Dew. I mean, that's our holy anthem.
Yeah.
That's
But it couldn't have happened 2 nights earlier because it had to be Morning Dew. It always had to be the right night.
No,
It's
you're
like
right.
you
Just
just
like
can't
in
drop
Rhode
it in there.
Island and
Yeah,
Providence, they played a
yeah,
great one. You're right. It has to be the right night. That's a great point. This was clearly the right night, and they kill it. It's a 13 and a half minute long,
it's insane, man.
13:45, I think. They take their time. They're singing. Jerry's voice is beautiful.
Yeah, considering he had a so-so singing, he sang this dude great.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Takes his time with the lyrics. There's no jumping right into it. Takes his time. I love the fact that he gets all the lyrics right. A very small flub. I think he says, "I thought I heard a young man mourn." I think he flubs just a drop, but he catches his bearings and is able to say "young man mourn." It's great. But he sings everything really well, very tenderly. And the first jam is exceptional. It's really hot. You could hear because it's an audience, the crowd's so into it. And then after that first jam, they're clapping along when he's saying, I guess it doesn't right before, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. It's beautiful. Everybody's clapping in anticipation of the jam. And Howie, it's a 5.5 minute jam.
It's
After the
unbelievable, man.
final, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. He says it three times and then starts very solemnly, very slowly with the outro jam, and it's 5.5 minutes.
That's the way you wanted. You wanted to go very slowly.
It's
and
incredible.
build
5.5
slightly.
minutes
Yeah,
building to a crescendo that you and I couldn't have believed. Like if we were going to make up the perfect Morning Dew in our heads, you and I couldn't think up what he did that night.
exactly.
Because
Like Saratoga was
crazy.
good. Saratoga was just good. This like blows away the Saratoga Morning Dew. And we were at Saratoga. We wanted to be the greatest Dew ever, because that's our hometown show.
Of
This
course,
one is freaking nuts, man.
it is nuts.
So like you said, he's hitting all the notes you want early, the right tone, the right
Oh,
mood.
it's beautiful, man.
And then they pick, and once again, this is Brent. There was genius from Brent on some of these songs. Like Jerry would hit like a certain run, reach a certain peak, and then Brent would hit a certain riff on the organ, and it was a perfect riff that Jerry could float on top of to take it to another level. And it kept happening throughout the song. You're like, okay, this is a great do. Oh my God, this is a phenomenal do. And then they even topped that. They just kept going, man. It was
Yeah. You were right. There's a portion at the very end. Now, he doesn't fan. There's no scrubbing.
Yeah.
And you and I are like, look, I love that. That's what makes, to me, the one from 52672 so immortal. That incredible. That's probably the first time he really fanned and with all his gusto.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that in this one. Instead, he hits, like you say, on top of and goes past where Brent was. And he hits these beautiful notes to cap off the song. He does it twice. It's just
it's
amazing.
insane.
Howard.
You think it's over. You think it's over. You're like, yeah, that's a
Correct.
great do. I like that a
Right,
lot.
but
And
it's
then-
not over.
it's
And he does it twice. There's two separate, and I know what you're talking about. Then Brent comes in, and the last one is incredible. It's just beautiful.
so there really is no Morning Dew like it because
No,
usually
I agree with
usually
you. It's
they'll
very
go-
unique. The
once
creativity.
they got the acceleration going, they can pull back on it. This one
You're
they
right.
kind of pull
It's
back
hard.
a little
Jerry,
bit.
exactly. When they're stuck in that moment like that, and they're kind of like feeding off each other, it's just that's where the magic is, and it really comes out on the tape. It's amazing. You hear it. You hear the crowd going nuts. The sound quality, from this arena is great. You could hear every instrument pretty succinctly. And boy, what a great Morning Dew. I got to give you credit. You were the one who told me, Doug, beware. This Morning Dew is incredible.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
top off what to me is an amazing show. And you said this could be the best show of '83, and that's what you told me before I listened to it. And you were right. This is a top
Yeah,
three, easily top five.
It shocked me. I wrote about it for Deadology, but when I listened to it again for the podcast, I'm like, my God, this is even better than I thought.
It's amazing.
By the way, we've teased the audience enough. We got to let them hear 5.5 minutes.
Obviously, we were going to do the highlight as an audio highlight, but yeah, you got to play probably the whole jam. It's only 5 minutes and change.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing. Yeah,
It's
from
incredible. Enjoy, folks. This really is Jerry topping, where Jerry was just what, 6 days prior. I think it was the 18th. That's only 3 shows before, four shows before he played it.
Yeah.
And it was a good one. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like the one. You know,
Oh
probably
yeah, well, we're in the
I
moment.
like
We're
it.
eating it up, but
But
it's yeah,
but it's not. It doesn't compare to this one from Madison. It does
yeah,
not.
few do. So enjoy.
Guess it doesn't matter anyway. Guess it doesn't matter anyway.
Wow, man. Like today, as I was listening to it, I rewound it three times. At one point, I listened. There was one time when I listened to it where I started off laughing, and then I was at tears at the end. Man, it's like that good. You're
Yeah.
like, and Brent was really a key to it. He would keep. It wasn't like he was trying to end it. It was like he was trying to poke the bear, get Jerry to go a little further, and Jerry
Right.
delivered. Man,
Obviously, Brent was into it too. So, Howie, I had not heard it because Monday I listened to the first set up until Althea. Yesterday on Tuesday, I listened to Althea again, the rest of the first set, and then up till the Saint of Circumstance, knowing that I can save the best part for last. So I didn't hear the Morning Dew till this morning, and I was so, engaged in it and impressed by it. And I heard it again in the car when I drove to lunch, made sure I took the circular route, had enough time, and I heard it again. And it really is better on repeated listening. I could not believe for 83 how engaged Jerry is. The jamming is just amazing. Building on top of building on top of building on top of each jam. It's just amazing. How does he do that, And
yeah,
it works. There's no boring parts, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
After that last, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. He really hits this beautiful note, and it's taking off. And it's not until 5.5 minutes later that he goes to the final. I guess it doesn't matter. It's amazing. 5.5 minutes of pure Jerry Gold, of our
yeah.
favorite kind of jamming,
It's definitely one of the greatest duos. It's got to be in the top 10, 15 because there's so many
Oh yeah,
amazing
there's so many great
versions.
ones. But this is one of the best
Different,
post
just completely
77,
different, completely
easily.
different, man. It's like nothing. There's no other one like it. It's like all the other great dudes. You have the big scrubbing and all this
Of
stuff you would
course.
expect. This one is so unusual. It's just laid
For the
out
80s,
differently. Yeah,
look, you love the one from what's that,
Providence.
Rochester. That one's incredible,
Oh, that
1980.
one's great too. Yeah,
This one's amazing. You got the one from the Garden in 87. They're all different in their own
yeah. The
way.
187. He's on the pedals on going to level 10 right from the beginning where
It's
it didn't
incredible.
have
They're
the
right.
slow
There's
start.
no
Yeah,
buildup. He goes off right away after that final. I guess at the anyway.
that's like
Obviously we were there.
that's
That
the
show's
most emotional
immortalized.
moment I've ever seen my
Yeah,
life at the
that
concert.
was the
Yeah,
greatest moment of Grateful Dead history for me. My
yeah.
life experience that tops anything else.
But
But
this morning do is better.
it might be
It
better.
probably
Yeah,
is.
yeah. No, I agree with you. I wasn't
Yeah.
there, but God, could you imagine being there
Oh my
to
God.
hear that jam? 5.5 minutes
As
of
as crazy as we were back then. Holy
yeah, we would have been
Jesus.
going nuts.
Yeah.
And the show's not over. Look, I got to give them kudos. They go into a round and around, which, look, it's a cookie cutter song by this point, but I love it.
Yeah.
At this point, I wouldn't have wanted to see like a long Sugar Magnolia. Morning Dew is really, they could
Yeah.
have ended the
They could have
second
walked off the stage at that
right, and
point.
I would
Yeah.
have been happy. But they do a round and around for 3.5 minutes, and instead of doing the ending jam, they go into another Chuck Berry song, and
Johnny
Johnny
be
B.
good.
And
Yeah,
guess
that's
what?
good.
It
Yeah.
worked. It's
Yeah,
a
he was
hot
good.
Johnny Be Good.
Good
It
Johnny be
really
good.
is.
No
I
doubt,
love
man.
it. I heard it twice today, like this morning, and then I heard it again in the car. I'm singing along because I love his lyrics, Berry's lyrics. And Jerry hits some really nice guitar at the last jam. He hits two rounds of the jam in the middle and then two rounds at the end, and it's beautiful. It's just, rock and roll. And
And
then,
then we get the sense of humor from the Grateful Dead with "Don't Ease Me In."
you know what? There's a couple of nice little lines in there of Jerry jamming. It's okay. It's
And a couple
to
of
change.
flubs
It's a
and
throwaway type song, but I get it. But you know what? Caps off. A fucking amazing show.
yeah.
Howie, if we were there, we would have went nuts.
Oh, we would have been
Would have went out and
swing
celebrated.
dancing to "Don't Ease Me
Oh
In." We
yeah,
were
we would have been
we were
going
beyond
nuts.
satisfied. Yeah.
After that Morning Dew, we would have been the happiest people.
Don't Ease Me In's a good song. I never heard anybody, but it's
No,
just not a great
I like
version
those.
here. Yeah.
72, 73 versions are
Oh
incredible.
yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, guys, if you love Don't Ease, check out the one from 2/26/73. That's from not Madison.
Nebraska. Is it
Yeah,
Lincoln?
yeah. It's from Nebraska, from what's that city?
Lincoln.
In
Oh, it's
Lincoln.
all
Yeah,
Lincoln. Yeah.
Lincoln, Nebraska. 220. Oh my God, that Donese is incredible. There's a couple other ones from 73. There's a lot of good ones from 72. There's a great one from, I think that's 10/19/72 from St. Louis from the Fox Theater. Incredible.
Yeah.
But
Hey, for a
you
more
know,
recent "Don't Ease Me In," that's pretty good. The Saratoga 62785.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind
And
of
the first set, it's actually they go beyond on that one. And
That's great. I love when they do that. But I'm just thinking, you and I would have went out after this. We would try to find a bar. We would have been like, what did we just see? We would have been reviewing the show, giggling and laughing and just slapping each other high fives. We
yeah,
would have been in the greatest freaking mood. I mean, to see a show like this live is incredible. Imagine you're a young college student, you're taking a summer off and you live in Madison or a nearby town, or you're taking summer courses at the University of Wisconsin and you get to see the Grateful Dead in June at your own home state. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we would have came out of there screaming Garcia's
That's
God.
my
We
point.
would
Yeah, change lives. This is the kind of show that changes lives,
Yeah, you seen people jumping out after the Knicks won the championship. Me and Doug would have been like 10 times crazier, man.
I agree. As much as the people, it's just that people don't evolve to the point that we have with music. You
Yes.
and I no shortcuts. We went to the Jackson Five, Buddy Holly,
You went to the Jackson Five?
No, I think I saw them at the theater go round
That's
in
great.
Wet,
Wow,
They
yeah.
might have played there. I swear
It's
to
weird.
God.
I respect them, but I've never. I love soul, man. I'm all over
I
soul
got
music.
news for you. Did you
Yeah.
ever see that movie Michael, which talks about,
Oh, it's good.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, cool. I gotta check it
Phenomenal,
out.
Howie.
They're making some
You
nice
gotta
ones
see
now,
it.
man.
Because I was singing Michael Jackson songs after that. I swear to God, it was stuck in my head. But just to prove the point, you and I, we did not take any shortcuts in our evolution of music. We did not skip anything. Everything that was out there, we discovered and we loved and we listened to. And that led to the Doors. That led to Jimi Hendrix. That led to Pink Floyd. That led to Jerry Garcia Band. That led to Bob Dylan. And eventually, that led to the Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia. And we didn't really discover any more bands after that. If you think about it.
Oh, we were in the '80s. We were just stuck in.
Yeah,
in
that was our last stop.
Universe. Yes.
There's a Twilight Zone episode, Last Stop. I think it was Curry or something, right?
right. Centerville or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, next stop, Willoughby.
Willoughby. Yes, that's it.
Last stop, Willoughby. Well, for us, it wasn't Willoughby. It was the Grateful Dead. That was the last stop. And I'm still getting off at that stop, Howie.
Yeah, like I hear something from the '80s. I think that's like a new band because I'm stuck, man, in that time period. It's
You know what? But look, we have the tapes thanks to the Internet Archive, thanks to guys like you, thanks to Rhino for producing this stuff every year. Hey, there's been what, 2 or 3 Dave's picks already? I think
Dave Lemieux and
there's a box set coming out, which I don't know. Every year, they're continuing this great music by releasing these shows. That's what does it. A show like this, you listen to it and it reinvigorates your passion and your love for this band. For me, it never wanes, Howie. As I listen to more stuff, as I listen to your podcast, it's amazing to me. And it'll never die. I think when I'm 90 years old, I'm 63 now. As you know, my birthday, thanks again for calling me my birthday. I just turned 63. There's no way that somebody say, well, you're 86 years old. You really think you're going to be listening to the Grateful Dead? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be listening to it.
That's what's going to be keeping you alive, man. They're going to be in your hotel room. You're 105.
No doubt. While I'm in hospice.
Want to keep Doug alive? Here's a hot
Right,
deal.
while I'm in hospice with a respirator on. Hey, miss, could you put on that deal from Irvine for me, please? I know it. It's just when you have a passion like we do, it just.
I think that's going to keep us out of the hospice. Just it's going to keep
right.
us young, man. It's good for your soul, good for everything, man.
Well, what a show, Howie, and thanks for interviewing and for doing this podcast. Well, I wouldn't have known it, and I never would have heard it. And this show is phenomenal. It's a top show from 1983. There's probably so many other great shows that I know because I was at them, but I don't remember. All it takes is a listening to. All it takes is having re-listened and the Internet Archive. And thanks to guys like you for keeping this alive.
And the cool thing about this show, even the Roosters, the Althea songs, which you wouldn't expect a lot out of, they're like way above average.
Yeah, they're so well played. Amazing.
And Hell Up on the Way, Franklin's, Sailor Saint, you've heard that before. And it's spectacular, but this show, it takes it a step beyond. It's just, I
agree. The morning, too. It's amazing. What a great show. Thanks for turning me.
Dougie, thanks once again for joining us on the podcast. What an amazing show to dive into. And that was a treat, man. Hopefully everybody listening to the podcast is going to enjoy this concert as much as we did. I wanted to clarify one thing. I thought Dupree's Diamond Blues was the 5th song of the first set, and I was wrong. I was listening to one source, which was perfect, a great recording, but for some reason, Dupree's Diamond Blues took the place of Brown Eyed Women, and it sounded like it belonged to the show. It was an 83 version of Dupree's Diamond Blues. I don't know how that happened, but the 5th song of the first set is indeed Brown Eyed Women. All right, we got that cleared up. And just as me and Doug were talking about this, and every time I listen to this, I heard the Morning Dew again last night, how just incredible, such a distinctive Morning Dew. It always strikes me, this was in our heyday, man. We were so into the Grateful Dead at this point. If we were at this show, it definitely would be one of our greatest memories ever. If not the greatest show we ever seen, it would be right up there. It's that good of a show, man. So 62483 Madison, Wisconsin is definitely something that's going to stay in my Grateful Dead rotation for a while. But definitely recommend checking out the whole thing because everything is brilliant on it. We're going to play Althea for the outro, the Althea from the show. Excellent version of Althea. And that pretty much wraps up the episode here. I should be back with another podcast around July 4th. Hopefully I get it before July 4th. I know I'll be in Bethel Woods on July 4th seeing Santana and the Doobie Brothers. That's going to be a pretty cool concert. Good way to celebrate the holiday. But yeah, hopefully I get a podcast in before the 4th comes up. But yep, thanks for joining us today. My website, tangledupintunes.com. Email catfishgarcia82@yahoo.com. And all my books are available on Amazon, including the one I mentioned, Tangled Up in Tunes, which was the first book I wrote, a memoir. A lot of me and Doug Schmell in there in the first half of the book. So fans of the podcast might enjoy checking out that book to see the our insane tales of the road back from 1982 through 1989. Just a lot of crazy stuff, all the road trip nuttiness that went on, as well as my critiques of the music from those shows. But yeah, this is the end of season 4, episode 14. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.
Told Alfie I'm on love, lacking in some direction. Alfie told me I'm on sweet to deep that my need protection. I told Alfie that treachery tearing me limb from limb. Althea told me, man boy, settle back, easy Jim. With an inch of grace, you may be a clown on the burying ground, just another pretty face. You may be the fate of Ophelia, and every chance to dream. Honest to the point of recklessness, self-centered to the extreme. Lose with the truth, baby. It's your fight. Baby, I hope you don't get burned. When the smoke has cleared, she said, that's what she said to me. Gonna want the bed, lay your head in a little sympathy. There are things we can't replace, and others you cannot. Time has come to weigh those things. This pace is getting hard. You know this pace is getting hard. I told Althea I'm alone inside. I was born to be true. Althea told me, okay, that's fine. You know, now I'm trying to catch you. Can't talk to you without talking to me. Guilty of the same old thing. Thinking a lot about less and less, and forgetting